Hi everybody, it's Honest John, and this is the Book of Nothing, chapter 27. And it came to pass that the prophet, John the Honest One, was sitting on his front porch with his disciples, smoking a fat one. He was approached by a man wearing a crown. "I am King Ralph," he said. "There is a new star in the east. I believe it bears tidings of comfort and joy. Let us follow that star." The prophet looked up. "Don't you live in the building across the street?" he asked. "That is correct," said the man. "I am the Lord of apartment 4B. "Well, Your Majesty," said the prophet, "that star probably doesn't even exist anymore. And if it does, it's millions of light years from here. The light that you're seeing started its journey aeons ago. And I doubt that it has anything to do with anything that's happening here." "It is a sign," the king exclaimed. "We must follow it." But the prophet declined. "I don't think so. If something really great is going on, I'm sure CNN will cover it." The king became irate. "Take him to the guillotine," he exclaimed. But since there was no one with him, the prophet kept his head. After calling the prophet a peasant, the king walked away, angrily, headed east. Months later, the prophet was again sitting on his porch when the king walked by. His clothes were ragged and dirty. His face was pale and his crown was held together by duct tape. "Your Majesty," the prophet exclaimed, "long time no see." The king tossed his tattered crown into the trash barrel. "Never mind that king bullshit," he said. "Just call me Ralph." "Well, Ralph, how did your quest go? Did you find your miracle?" The man sighed and shook his head. "I wound up living under a bridge in Penfield, New York." "Well, that must have sucked," said the prophet. "I'm glad you're back." The man got up and started walking towards his apartment. "I guess," he said, "it wasn't a good idea to stop taking my Thorazine." Thanks for listening.